The Whispering Cell. Maylin stood in the farthest corner of the cell, pressed against stone so cold it burned. Her heart beat like a war drum, and each breath felt like swallowing rust. The air in Unit 731 was thick with rot, metallic blood, and something older, like the stale exhale of death itself. But it wasn't the darkness that haunted her. It wasn't the stains on the floor or the screaming from the rooms beyond. It was the whispers. They slithered into her mind at night, low, broken, sometimes pleading, sometimes laughing, sometimes tender. She had been captured weeks ago, maybe months, dragged from her village in the mountains as fire swallowed her home. Her mother's voice still echoed in her ears, calling her name through smoke. She'd screamed until her throat bled. The soldiers only laughed. Each night, men in white coats would enter her cell, not to speak, to test, to probe, to violate. They wrote in their notebooks like she was a thing, not a girl. They called it science. They called it progress. They wanted to build gods, and they were willing to carve them out of screaming flesh. The injections burned. The surgeries never used anesthetic. Her veins filled with ice. Her bones cracked like twigs, and still the whispers grew louder. They weren't just echoes from the other cells. They were inside her. "They took your name," the whispers said one night, sweetly. "Let us give you another." Her memories began to fracture. Her name, her family, her own face, fading like old ink. What remained was pain. And the voice. "They made you less than human, Maylin. Let us make you more." Then, one night, something changed. She no longer felt cold, no longer felt the metal cuffs biting her skin. Instead, she felt her fingers split, her bones reshape, her muscles swell like a blooming flower of rage. She broke her chains as if they were paper. The guards didn't expect her to move, but she didn't just move, she hunted. The first man didn't even scream. Her claws, because that's what her fingers had become, ripped through his throat. Warm blood sprayed across the white tile, and the whispers laughed. "Good child, very good, more." She tore through the corridors like a nightmare. Soldiers turned, froze, died. Her skin peeled where they'd injected her. And beneath it, something else, hard, iridescent, not human. She embraced it. With each kill, she felt less guilt, less memory, less Maylin. Then she reached the final room, the lab. The ones in white coats cowered like children. Their faces, once smug, were now distorted masks of fear. They begged. One said her name. She smiled. "You wanted a monster," she whispered. "Here I am." The screams that followed were not quick. She made sure of that. And then, silence. The blood pooled around her bare feet. Her breath slowed. Her body trembled. She looked at her hands, at the claws, at what they had made her, what she had become. The whispers returned, but now they had one voice, her mother's. "Maylin, come home for dinner." She fell to her knees. There was no home. There was no mother. There was no Maylin. Only a shell, a vessel, a monster wrapped in skin and rage. She had taken her revenge, but she hadn't won, because what walked out of Unit 731 that night wasn't human, and it would never stop whispering. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more horror and revenge stories.